What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically, in today's video, we do have some interesting points to discuss and go over with you. A big one, at least for me, is looking at the S&P 500 specifically, as this might be the start of the correction that we have been patiently waiting for honestly a couple of days now, if not a couple of weeks now. As you guys remember, we did draw recently some sort of ascending fractal, symmetrical triangle, whatever you want to call it here. This is the 4 hour. Even on the daily, you can kind of see this projecting here where there was an uptrend and there was a downtrend. And we were kind of intertwined in a resistance area, a zone that honestly could have gone one of two ways, as anything can, either up or down. Obviously, I know that might not sound like much, but regardless, we were retesting, and I'll explain more in a minute, that this was a major resistance here. We were intertwined in a very problematic zone here that if we decide to hold out above there and pull off above there, closing weekly candles above there, we would see some very interesting movements to the upside that I don't think would be realistic for the state of the economy right now. So the fact that we're now starting to correct downwards here really it makes a lot of sense to me. And you can also see it right here. This is the weekly, which will make more sense in a minute when we go over it. But you can see we are starting to reject off this beautifully according to plan, continuing the downtrend, most likely forming the higher low pattern. We have now potentially just started to the upside. So this is exciting. But with this correction to the downside, with the S&P pulling lower, this should be pulling other cryptos with it. XRP is starting to correct. You can see it here. We have discovered a new descending fractal, which is gorgeous. This will very much so help us buy in or short XRP and a lot of these other cryptocurrencies here in a minute. We're also looking at Ethereum, which is kind of retesting a very peculiar zone, I would say. It's definitely we're in a pickle, and the fact that we have now confirmed closing above resistance is definitely more of a pickle to look at here. So we need to go over this, and then we're looking at Bitcoin, which is hitting its price ceiling, most likely going to reject here, and yeah, that's what we have to take a little gander at. With that all being said, though, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. Super quick, guys, to give you a quick update on my second channel. If you are wondering, as you guys know, I am moving apartments. I've made a few, I've talked about it in a few of my previous videos here. I'm moving apartments, so it's taking me a little bit longer, and I don't have time to make a video for the second channel, but I am working on it over this weekend here. So hopefully everything comes into play come next week. I'll have a video out, which is exciting, but just keep that in mind, as it is taking me a little bit longer to get everything ready. But once it's all situated, I have some really big plans for this channel here, which are coming, so I'm very excited. But moving forward from that, looking at the current channel, yesterday we said XRP Ripple holders, we predicted this, we called this, we expected this. Not many people are talking about that we're trading inside these sideways channels here, and we're most likely going to continue to dip lower. That's pretty much what we need to talk about today. Now, as you guys can see, top 10 cryptocurrencies, we're up 2.4% right now, but for the most part, we're kind of stagnating here. We did see a bit of a run and we did fall, but we are kind of retesting that same resistance. We have found a new price ceiling for most of these cryptos, either a downtrend of the sort or some sort of price ceiling, which is not allowing cryptocurrency to move above it. And that's something that we have to talk about. Now, for XRP, you can clearly see what is drawn here. This is a descending fractal. I wouldn't necessarily, you probably could make it look like a pennant flag in some sort if we found some sort of support here like this. Then we would have had the flag pole and then the actual flag itself right here. But ideally, what's easier on my eyes, and probably for you guys too, is in the fact that we are in a downtrend. There is a resistance up the top, and there is a support here also at the bottom here. So we have a beautiful uptrend, followed by descending fractals, lowering ourselves continuously right here, and at some point finding a bottom, finding a floor, or breaking through major resistance. We're currently intertwined right now with moving average here, which is definitely a good point, to say the least. There's plenty of potential for us to move higher, and as you guys know, I am bullish on the weekly charts. We're just trying to see if in the short term there are opportunities to short or make some profit, in a couple of days, rather than be waiting weeks or months, nonetheless, to make some money off of XRP. But we have bought in at 38 cents. That's what you guys need to remember. We did buy in on the weekly charts here at 38 cents right when we confirmed closure right here. Once we confirmed breaking through the major purple downtrend, that was when we purchased more XRP here, because you could see in the grand scheme of things, we've been in a major descending triangle, downtrend with a major purple resistance here. We have attempted not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times. And on the 7th attempt, we broke through it. And this has been since April of 2021. So the fact that we've officially confirmed closure above the purple band, you can see it right here. The first candle was an opportunity to purchase, and that's what we bought in right at 38 cents right here. So now we're expecting to see, and I think it's going to take a little bit, but I do expect to see the prices slowly teeter-totter up to here. And this right at the moving averages, this could be anywhere from like 53 cents to 83 cents around there. But also notice that this is in October of 2023. So much later into mid to end of this year. So that's something just to pay attention to. But short term, we are forming what appears to be some sort of descending fractal, some sort of falling wedge. And with this falling wedge, it's simple. We are creating lower highs and lower lows, and we are going to continue until we find a bottom. If the bottom happens to be 36 cents, what we will most likely see is correction, fill the gap here, and then a pop to the upside. These usually have a bullish bias, which is what we're expecting to see happen, but we could also break it early. Now, if we see XRP, where we currently are, entangled in between moving average, which is very strong, and the downtrend right here, we could pop right here. We could easily break here and break up. So ideally, if we want to capitalize on this run short term, if we break through this resistance, close the daily closer to 40 cents, 40 cents would be an opportunity to buy in and long with expectations of seeing a continued run, and we might retest 44 cents, which is quite exciting. Obviously, we do all of these trades on BidFi, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange that I like to use here on the channel. You can buy long, you can sell short, leverage trades, stop losses, take profits. Everything you could possibly think of is offered on this exchange, which I like. I've been using them for over 2 years now, and they have been nothing but successful and helpful and just easy to use. And if there's ever been a problem, they've immediately fixed it. And if there isn't, you just click message right here and you can live chat with somebody, and it always gets answered. Any of the issues that I've had, which were just glitches on the website, get answered, but I haven't had any in quite a few months. So it's very nice to see that they are on top of this even through the crypto winter bear market that we've been having. The best part is, though, they offer XRP, which not many exchanges offer to leverage trade. You can also just buy and hold using the spot account, which is super cool. I click classic and you can just buy XRP and hold it on, like we've done in regards to buying at 38 cents to hold on for the weekly charts here. Now, moving forward, not only can you buy XRP, but they even have a demo account which would allow you to leverage trade, anything you want, buy long, sell short, whatever, using monopoly money to test your skills. Risk-free. Doesn't cost anything. Not only is it free to trade, but it's completely risk-free, so it's very cool. But entirely the best part about BidFi is if you use the link down in the description below, click new user rewards after you sign up, you can earn up to $2,888, which is really, really, really cool. So make sure to check that out. Now, moving forward, looking at Ethereum, this is a little wonky. I'm actually shocked because a lot of people are going to be like, well, we just broke through resistance. Isn't this an opportunity to buy in here? You've been saying we've been in a sideways channel here, trending inside of this for a very long time, and we just closed above here on the daily, so isn't this time to buy in? And honestly, yeah, ideally this would be an opportunity to potentially buy in, and it seems like more of an aggressive one than a conservative approach here, because we're not immediately lifting off of here. We're trading at about 60 on the relative strength indicator. It does give us opportunity, but in this zone that we are currently trading in, and inside this like above pattern here, you can see this previous channel, or the channel we're about to enter, has been a problem zone in the past here, where we have, intermingled inside of here, and typically we cause correction or we kind of float around in this. So we're definitely entering a very awkward period. Now, you could buy in here now, and I would immediately put a stop loss here. And I'm going to change it to more of an aggressive approach. I still think it's a little bit bullish, but I'm changing it to a more aggressive approach. We probably won't see much movement over this weekend, but there's a chance we might retest top resistance here. It seems like for the most part, when we break through this, we do at some point retest the price ceiling at about 1760. So there's a small chance now that we've confirmed closing here last night above this major resistance right here, that we could buy in with expectations of a small leverage up to 1765 or maybe 1760, and then keeping a tight stop loss at about 1660 in case we dip back down below here. Because if we do, there's a good chance we're going to go straight back down here. But there's a good chance we'll hang up here since we've broken through and confirmed closing above this resistance, which is definitely a good sign. Now, as for Bitcoin, things are looking a little wonky too. We're nearing overbought. We're hitting this resistance here, and you can see we're not really having much luck. So it's a little, I would definitely say it's a high-risk, aggressive trade for Ethereum if you buy in with expectations of a run here. The only reason I say this is when you look at all the other cryptocurrencies, they kind of show signs that they are going to dip lower here. When you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is hitting its price ceiling. It's becoming overbought here. We've had 3 days now, or we're entering our third day of retesting this resistance, and we've pretty much had no such luck breaking through it. Same thing with the S&P. S&P is starting to dip lower, and as you guys can see, we're inside a major ascending fractal here, and yet again we're intermingling with the moving averages on the weekly with the top resistance here. There's a good chance this is going to correct lower, and if it does, it's pulling Bitcoin and Ethereum with it. So if you do buy in, very tight stop losses, and it's only going to be a small movement like this. If anything, we're going to come right back down. So keep that in mind. Big chance for a short position for most of these cryptocurrencies very soon. Shocked if we break higher, but just keep this in mind if you do decide to get involved with the S&P 500, with Ethereum or Bitcoin here, because the S&P 500 is showing signs of correction. But that's honestly my opinions and what I would do. With that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.